So the person who is not disturbed by happiness or distress and is steady in both. Steady means determination. Well, what is our determination? We want liberation. We want to get out of here. We want to regain our original spiritual identity, and we want to go back to the original home in the spiritual world. That's what we want. That's our determination in this esoteric teaching. So now here comes the big one. How do we do this? We change our ontology. And the next verse says, those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent there is no endurance, and of the existent there is no cessation. This seers have concluded by studying the nature of both. That's what we've been doing here all along. We've been studying the nature of the existent and the non-existent, of the soul and of matter, of consciousness and the material body. Of the non-existent there is no endurance. In other words, things that are temporary don't really exist. Why? Because someday they'll be gone. That which has a beginning also has an end. So someday, all these things that we have around us are going to be gone, including this material body. Even this material world. Someday the sun is going to go nova and blow up, and this planet is going to be destroyed. Someday this whole material world is going to be destroyed. And only the spiritual world will be left. So, of the non-existent, there is no endurance. That which is temporary does not really exist, because at some point in time it didn't exist, and then it came into existence, and then it goes away again. However, of the existent, there is no cessation. So, among all this temporary existence and non-existence, there is something which always exists, and that is the soul. That is consciousness. This, seers have concluded by studying the nature of both. So we should do this. This is a hint. If you want to know what is what, begin to study your experience. What is it in your experience that is constant? Consciousness. And what is it in your experience that comes and goes? The different phenomena of material nature and of the senses. The thoughts in the mind. The feelings in the heart. Which ones are permanent? Which ones are temporary? You should see like that. You should create those categories in your ontology. Don't think that there is nothing in your experience that is permanent, because there is. You, the soul, the consciousness, is the permanent center of your experience. So you should begin by studying yourself. That's why it said, know thyself is the beginning of real knowledge. To know yourself means to know what you are, and what you are is spirit soul. And what is your nature? Pure eternal consciousness. So this is the beginning of our process in the esoteric teaching of changing our ontology. How do we change our ontology? We change our beliefs. And then we start observing, and we see that actually by changing the categories of things that we believe in, we change our consciousness. We change what we see in every circumstance of life. As soon as we begin looking for that which is important, that which is not important, that which is permanent, and that which is temporary, that which is spiritual and that is material. As soon as we start looking like that, it changes our consciousness. And that's what we want to do. So as we proceed, we're going to be learning more and more how to adopt a spiritual viewpoint in life. And from that viewpoint, things will look different. That's what changing your consciousness means. Two people, one in material consciousness and the other in spiritual consciousness, will see different things in the same experience. So we want to change our experience. We can't eliminate suffering and happiness. We can't eliminate loss and gain, birth and death. But we can change our viewpoints on them. And that's the essence of the whole game. So by changing our viewpoints on life from material to spiritual, it's not that we stop the transient phenomena of the material world, but they don't affect us anymore. And that's what we really want. And from that platform, we can discover our real perfect body. This is David Hughes, hoping you've enjoyed this installment of Your Perfect Body, our podcast from the Esoteric Teaching. Please join us again and benefit from these spiritual teachings that help you attain your real perfect body. And don't forget to visit us on the web at esotericteaching.org.